We made it. It's the first day of spring 2022. So let's spring ahead and check out some prize picks. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Craig Bennett, aka Cash Gag, here on Sunday morning. And you got an NBA prize picks early look video. We got 9 games on tap today. Only did the one video yesterday. And had the one official play with under 19.5 points for LaMelo Ball, and he hit that. So we hit that one. We hit the 2 overs on Minnesota on Ant and D-Russ. If you played both of those, which had pretty strong leans but weren't official plays, those both hit. And then one thing I want to mention, I did talk about some plays for Milwaukee, but that was before the Giannis news. So that's kind of a good lesson there. If I talk about a play before a guy is out, of course, everything's going to change, especially when it's a superstar. So if I ever give analysis and everything on some plays and a guy like Giannis is out, all that information that I gave out is completely out the window. So don't play those guys. So keep that in mind. And Drew still pushed, and we lost the other 2, and that's why I said it's like, especially when Giannis is out, Drew Holiday and Middleton's numbers go crazy. So just keep that in mind going forward. If I do give some of those plays, don't just plug and play those guys when we have a monster superstar like that out. So again, appreciate you, everyone. You guys hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you find any of this information useful at all. And hopefully we'll just keep chugging along and find some winners today. I got 5 picks here in the early games. And again, we got 9 games total here. I think we got three total games that we can pick from early. So yeah, I got 5 plays. One of them, the last one I'll put up is an absolute slam dunk. I'm going to use that in everything that I do today. I think it's way too low. And actually a team I think that covers today. So let's jump on it and check out what we got today. All right, as you can tell, I have the NBA Prizepicks desktop version up here. They have a sweet mobile app you can download on both your Apple and Google Store. If you do not have a Prizepicks account, make sure you head on over there and use that promo code DFSArmy and get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. All right, like I said, I got 5 plays up here for us, and the last one I'm going to give, I think, is an absolute slam dunk, and I'm going to put it in almost every 2-man power play and everything that I do this morning. And I just feel like it's going to get either ripped off the board or they're going to, really push it higher because it just feels too low for me, and the juice is massive on it. So anyways, the first one we're going to go here is we're going to go points, rebounds, and assists. And I'm kind of in the middle of the road with this one. There's 2 that I feel like a little middle in the road. There's, we only got the Houston-Memphis game, Utah-Knicks, and then the Boston at Denver game. So 3 games I don't really love. The Memphis one here, though, is interesting because John Morant is out. So that does open it up a little bit, but they still got a really good team. But I think Houston can cover here. I really do. And we're going to take Kevin Porter Jr. because I think they're going to cover. We're going to take his over points, rebounds, and assists. He's played Memphis twice this year, back on November 15th. But again, I had to kind of throw those games out a little bit when they're that far back. But he played them on March 6th as well and put up 36 points, rebounds, and assists here. There's no real juice on either way. It's still around, opening minus 110 on both sides of it. So nobody's really hitting either side of it out there. But again, he's went over this in 7 of his last 10 games, 4 of his last 5. Memphis is ranked 13th in points allowed, 7th in rebounds allowed, 21st in assists allowed. And I just feel like this is a good situation as long as the game stays remotely close. They are 10-point dogs here at the 233 over under. I still think with Morant out, it shouldn't be, quite as high. So I do like that plus 10 if you're wanting to bet the Houston side of it. I don't think that they win the game, but I do think that they can cover that number. And, looking at it, on close games, he's playing, 36, 37 minutes a game. That last game he played Memphis, he played 37 minutes that game and took 21 shots. So, his shot volume's still there, 14, 15, 9, 11, 13. Some of those games where they got waxed, he didn't shoot quite as many times, but that makes a lot of sense. Rebounds are there, 4, 4, 6, 4, and 8 for him. An assist, 4, 8, 5, and 4. So he's doing a little bit of everything. So I kind of like this over at 24.5 for Kevin Porter Jr. The next one we're going to look at here, we're going to still stick in this point, rebounds, and assist range. I was kind of looking at all these a little bit. Jalen Green's a little interesting. I don't really want to guess which Knick's going to do something today. If I had to lean one, it would be Evan Fournier. He's been playing pretty decent ball right now, but his shot really needs to fall for him to hit that over. Going up against Utah, they're not going to have Conley. Looks like Donovan Mitchell's going to be back, but no Conley, no Bojan still. So that makes it an interesting play there for the Knicks. I kind of like them to cover as well. And then Jokic, really depends about this game as well, as if can Denver keep it close. They are at home. If they can keep it close, then I think he has a shot. But we're going to look at Marcus Smart here. We're going to go the over on Marcus Smart points, rebounds, and assists. He's went over this mark in 7 of his last 8 games. Denver's ranked 12th in points allowed, 5th in rebounds allowed, 16th in assists allowed. He's played Denver once this year. He put up 34 points, rebounds, and assists back on February 11th. The juice is on the over, around -130 out there. He's been playing pretty decent minutes outside of that Sacramento game that they just played, but they just absolutely just throttled them to the point where he didn't have to play very many. So he only played 27 minutes. But before that, 33, 34, 32, 31. And, the shots are there. Double-digit shots in the last 5 games before that Sacramento game. And his points have been there, rebounds, assists. So he's doing a little bit of everything here. And again, that game he didn't hit, they just absolutely beat the brakes off Sacramento there. So that's something that you kind of just have to, throw that game out when they beat him so bad that he ain't going to get full run. I'm going to double check that because I'm almost positive that was the game that happened. It was like a nightcap game where Fox was out. And they only had Sabonis in that game. Yeah, they beat him 126-97. I thought that was right. So yeah, absolutely just beat the brakes off of them. So as long as it's a more of a competitive game here in Denver, I love the over on Marcus Smart 23.5. It's probably my second or third favorite on the early card. Real quick. All right, the next one we're going to go to is we're going to go 3-pointers made. I talk about this. I don't really love this, but with the teams that we have and the players that we have, I kind of don't really. It just feels like a right play, even though I don't really love taking these. But Christian Wood here, I don't think he likes to go down there and bang with Adams. I really don't. He's played these guys. His last time he played them on March 6th, he put up 4 3-pointers. The juice is on the over around -135. He's went over this mark in 5 of his last 7 games, putting up 4-2, 0-4, 0-4-2. So I think a lot of it has to do is he just, again, doesn't want to bang. I think the game's going to be closer than the -10 for Memphis. And the 3-pointers are there outside of those. The ones that he didn't hit anything, he only took 2 here and he only took 2 here, but he took 6 and 7 and 7. And then before this game, he put 7 and 4. So I'm going to lean the over 1.5 here, but my thoughts on these kind of 3-pointers made. I would more use them in the, if you're playing like a 4-man flex or a 3-man power play, but in a 2-man power play, I prefer using traditional points, rebounds, and assists, or points or rebounds. These just can be so volatile, so just keep that in mind. But I do feel like the numbers point towards that, and it's a good spot, I think, for them. They're kind of middle of the pack with Memphis with 3 points allowed, ranked 16th, and 3-point percentage allowed, they're ranked 17th. So, it's just one of those things where it's more of a feeling that, he's going to get up enough shots again to hit this mark. So, if I feel like the game's going to be a little close, he probably is scoring a little bit more, and he likes to sit out there and shoot those threes. He's not the type to go in there and bang every time like Adams is. So I do like the over on Christian Wood, 1.5 3-pointers. The next one we're going to go here is we're going to go over to assist. We're going to look at, there's a few that I do love here. I'm sorry, there's one that I really love here. And we're going to talk about this other one first. And we're talking about Jokic over 8 assists. Again, if this game stays close, Boston is ranked first assist allowed. But Jokic is a different cat, man. He's played Boston once this year and he put up 11 assists. That was back on February 11th. So that's one of those things where, he's just a different cat, man. And I believe that We got a 3-point spread for Boston here with a 222 over under. I kind of feel like Boston wins this game kind of handedly, but I still think it'll be close enough where Jokic will be out there, trying to win this game on the home court. He's went at or over this number 7 of his last 10 times, and the 2 that he missed, are 7 assists. So 8. I wish the number is 7.5 because you can get it at 7.5 out there a ton. And the juice is on the over at around -135, -140. Again, the matchup's not great, but Jokic is just a different animal. And, so I don't say I throw the stats out when I look at an assist number like that. But I do think he can hit at or above it. And if they're going to win this game, he's going to have a double-double or a triple-double against a fully healthy Boston team here going on the road. So on Sundays, anything can happen. It does make me nervous a little bit. I will rank these plays for you when I get done because I do have a few that I like more than others. But I do want to say, Jokic over 8 assists. And the one that I want to play everywhere, and I feel like it's just too low. Maybe I'm too confident on this one, but Jalen Green over 2.5 assists just feels way too low here. The juice is Memphis is ranked 21st in assists allowed. He's went over this number in 9 of his last 9 games. He's playing, good minutes where the team, the 2 times that they kind of struggled a little bit. He's only played 27 minutes against Dallas. And they played, but they lost by 25. And then they played 27 minutes against the Pelicans back on, 27 minutes against the Pelicans, and they lost by 25. And then on the March 11th, they played the Dallas, and he played 27 minutes in that game. And they only lost by 13. So I'd have to see if he was in foul trouble that game. Why his minutes were down, because other than that, 36 minutes against Indy, 36 against Phoenix, 38 against the Lakers, and even the 2 games that he didn't play a ton of minutes, he still hit the assist here. So I feel like this young team, they've been playing a lot together, and it just looks like, okay, they must have got throttled that game against Dallas because a lot of the starters didn't play a ton. A lot of those bench guys played 23, 24, 24, 26 minutes. So they must have came back and made it closer than it was. Yeah. Fourth quarter, Houston scored 28, Dallas scored 17. So they were getting their butts beat before the fourth quarter. So that makes a lot of sense why he didn't play a ton there. So yeah, in competitive games, they're playing, he's playing, mid to high 30s minutes. I just feel like this is way too low with the way this team's kind of been, gelling together with their young guys, with Wood and Porter and Green, Tate. They're just a really young team, and 2.5 just feels too low. I feel like this number should be closer to 3.5, and so I feel like we're getting a little bit here. And again, as long as he's out there, I do think we got to take the over on Jalen Green, 2.5 assists. So that's what we got here on the early slate. I'm definitely going to put out another video because we got a lot of games today. Yes, we only had 4. But with 9 games here, I'm definitely going to do a later prize picks video as well, probably around lunchtime. But I'm going to rank these here. I want Jalen Green over 2.5 assists is my favorite play. Then I want to go down to Marcus Smart at 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's my number 2. Number 3, I'm going to go Christian Wood over 1.5 3-pointers. Kevin Porter Jr. over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And then Jokic at over 8 assists as the 5th one as I rank those 5. From favorite to least favorite. So again, I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday morning. And again, I'll put out another main video here for Prize Picks. And if you haven't, hit that like button on your way out. And if you don't have an account, make sure you head on over there and use that promo code DFSArmy to get your 100% instant deposit match up to $100. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Enjoy your first day of spring. Deuces.